This is 1 year on. I'm Alison, and following on from episode 49, today's episode is the follow-on from last episode. I've split the episode in two so that it's shorter and more easy to follow, and it's just a continuation of our conversation, so I hope you enjoy it. Andrew's episode was really popular, the original one, so we have answered some more questions for you. So my next question, you've answered this. What kind of support helped me feel capable and not fragile?
I think with all of the things that you've just asked me, it's a combination of everything that we've just spoken about. It is the little wins. It's the car thing, the money thing, the games, the tiredness. That all just slowly came together. What was the question?
What kind of support helped me feel capable and not fragile?
All of the above. Nothing specific. We just needed basically a global hug all the time.
What did you do that calmed me when I was overwhelmed?
I've already answered that one.
You
just
have,
gave you a hug.
What should supporters do even if it's... What should supporters stop doing even if it's well meant?
Fussing. Just speak normally. Just be mindful that the person that you're dealing with, and if you are doing things for them, they really don't want you doing them for them. They'd rather do them themselves, but also knowing that they can't do that themselves. So there's a sort of a double. I expect that there's a double dislike of what is going on. Stop fussing over me. I want to be able to do it myself. Shit, I can't do it myself.
It's like a toddler. I do it.
Yes. Yes. And look, stroke is just the effects of stroke are awful. But I think that my way of thinking is that if you're in hospital, give people space to recover and time. Just don't sit with them all the time. But this is my point of view. You've got to rest. Your supporters got to rest themselves.
That's the thing. You can't look after someone else if you're worn out yourself. It's back to what we were speaking about the other day. Put your own mask on.
Yes, that's right.
What would you say your top 5 good support behaviours are?
For you?
Looking after me. You make good dinners.
I do make good dinners. But early days, I was your driver. You were okay with self-care. You were just a bit slow. So that's a benefit. So I didn't have to do anything regarding that. You were not capable of doing anything around the house. So I supported you by doing all the stuff around the house. The kids were also, and I supported you by making sure that the kids knew what was going on and how I thought at least we should be. And to be as supportive as possible and to be as obedient as possible and to be as tidy and clean as possible. It didn't work. Like most teenagers, they need constant reminding. But I tried.
They did. I think that they did a good enough job.
Yeah, they did okay.
They
did okay.
They do their own laundry, so they just need to be reminded. But they do that, which is a lot. That's a big activity.
I was with you at your medical appointments.
Yes, you were very good at that.
And I thought that I was helpful there with a reasonable health literacy that I have. Just knowing when to stay quiet and when to speak up in regards to things that you might have been missing or might need a bit more explanation. So I was able to do that for you. That may be 5.
I think we can't count. I've got some potential myths about stroke recovery. Tell me what you think about them. If you look fine, you are fine.
Of course not. But that's the same as any other problem that you may have. There's plenty of hidden disability that you look fine, but you're not. So there's lots of disabling things out there. We see people I think we all see people in disabled car parks and get out of the car and go, what the bloody hell's wrong with you? But you don't know.
You don't know what's wrong with them.
You don't know. That is a myth, of course. Not too many people would be able to tell what your deficits are now, but I know what they are. So
do you see? No.
Your processing is not as good as it used to be.
What do you mean by that?
I don't think that what is said goes in very well. So your ability to process information and respond to it, you quite frequently repeat what's been said to you, whereas that's not something that you would have done before. And it becomes, that's you trying to make sense of what's been told to you, I think.
Okay.
That's what I think.
That's interesting. The next one is progress is linear.
No. But it also doesn't feel like it goes in steps because it goes up and down. It goes backwards and forwards. So it's not linear. You get better slowly, so it must be. So what your recovery to whatever you're going to recover to occurs. So you could say that is linear, but it doesn't occur in that fashion. It's a bit of a hodgepodge. So literally you could say it's linear because you start off not good and you finish off better. You can draw a straight line between the two. But it's a jaggedy, up, down. So it's not.
The next one I've got is rest is laziness.
That's what you say to me. I just like resting all the time. Just being bloody lazy. Of course not. No, you need rest, especially early on, and you especially need more of it now because the effects of stroke and getting around post-stroke is more taxing than it is pre-stroke. No doubt.
I've rested more in the last 2 years than I've done in my entire life.
This is right, and it doesn't sit well with you.
No, because I am usually on the go all the time.
So that's just your own myth.
It is. It's remarkable, isn't it?
Because you feel that you're being lazy. I think, but you're not.
I remember the times when we'd been, say, at the supermarket or something, and we come back in, and I'd be wanting to go and do something else, and I would literally just pass out on the couch.
Pretty much.
It was literally that quick.
Yeah,
I'd sit down and I was asleep.
Yes.
Like within 30 seconds.
Yep.
Because I had to switch off.
Yes.
And I would never have before done that.
No, and it's almost literal. You just go, shutting down.
Yeah. You feel like it's like a little robot and it's powering down for...
Yes, that's correct.
And it is quite weird.
You get everything gets taken out of you by doing certain things.
And that I think for a long time that was very frustrating to me. Maybe because I didn't truly understand what was going on. I don't know.
I think you've got a better understanding of it now than the fact that you need more rest.
And I have to pace myself a lot more.
Yeah.
And I've never had that problem. I've been the ever-ready bunny.
This is true.
Stick 2 batteries in me and I'll keep going forever. Next one is recovery is only physical.
No. But the issue is how do you work on the mental and the emotional?
If we lay aside the issue that I had with my hands that I fixed with all the typing practice and overusing my phone and things like that, everything else really was internal.
Yeah.
Cognitive, what do they call it again? Executive function.
Yeah.
Which you can't see executive function. You can see somebody doing it, but executive function is organising things and things like that. And it's a hidden activity. People don't usually see it happening.
No.
Now the next one is very pertinent for you. Supporters don't need support.
Oh, I didn't. Of course that isn't true. I did actually get support from my boss at work, who I've known for a long time, whose husband is in a not dissimilar situation. So there's been ups and downs from her point of view. So I told her that I could understand what she's been going through. That changes the person that you love. So I did get support. That was the support that I needed. I had modified work schedules where needed to make appointments and stuff like that, and I just shared the load. So that was the support that I got.
But in terms of other things I think we spoke about this in the last episode, but did you take any counselling?
No.
Did you feel you needed counselling?
No. I thought my knowledge I was happy with my level of knowledge about what was going on and how the likely outcome. So I wasn't frightened by it, I wasn't overly concerned, because the effects of your stroke, while devastating at the time, and we spoke about that you didn't have the severe hemiparesis, the paralysis or anything like that, you could still talk. And it was relatively clear to me that the episode had happened but was not ongoing. So I think that to me was relatively calming, made me feel, okay, this is the extent and we'll see where we go from here. So I wasn't particularly concerned. If you hadn't got any better, I would have looked after you anyway.
Oh, that's very. I think, and we talk about this a lot as well in relation to your patients, you're quite blasé about things. I think because you've been around the health industry and all these health professionals for so long, you have to have that certain blaséness, or whatever the term is.
You need to display empathy,
yes,
but you don't need vicarious trauma.
No. Yeah, but you have the empathy with the patient, but then it's the blasé behaviour when you're on your own.
Yeah.
And then I've seen you with your colleagues being so black with your humour, which is quite shocking for a non-health professional as myself. But for you guys, this is in some ways is your own coping mechanism.
This is true. You would not want to. You wouldn't pass the pub test for PC.
No.
Humour.
No. But this is just, I suppose surgeons are the same. They probably have dreadful jokes that they make amongst themselves. Yeah. I don't know, but...
No, because everybody in the treating team is better than the patients. Yeah, but for the grace of whatever, go I.
My last myth is you should be back to normal by now.
We've discussed this before as well. It's a new normal that will be set in stone, and I generally say about 1 year is where you'll plateau, or some people will say 2, some people you'll continue to change down the track, but I don't think that people do. So that's not a nice thing to potentially have to tell people when they ask you, how long is this going to take?
My neuropsychologist said 24 months.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
for 2 years.
Yeah, and then she said, because obviously they still learn things about the brain, that changes can still occur, but they're very minute,
yeah,
up to 5 years.
Does it improve your function? Maybe.
It's difficult to know.
Anyway,
for me, it's been...
I don't see people change. The patients that I've known for a long time.
Yeah. I remember, do you remember the time we were with the cardiologist? And he said, are you back to baseline? And that was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks after the stroke. And he made that comment to me, are you back to baseline? Because I was having a reasonably okay conversation with him. And I went, no, not at all.
No.
And he looked at me as if to say, gee. And that's the issue in some ways that I have experienced with a lot of people, because they don't see anything other than somebody who can communicate reasonably well. But then they may not have known me from before the stroke.
If you have a stroke, you don't go back to baseline. Your baseline is changed. It might be very subtle, but you don't go back to baseline. You don't go back to normal. You can't go back to normal because your brain has been changed. The
part of your brain that the stroke was in is now dead.
Yes. So baseline does not exist, and if you hope to get back to where you were, and you would think that you're relatively healthy otherwise, what are we now? We're nearly 2 years down the track.
Yeah.
And you've still got deficits, so baseline is a myth. There's a myth. You can't go back to version 1.0. You remain version 2.0, which I thought was a really good way of putting it. I think that was the
psychologist, neurologist
is the word I'm looking for. He said, live life as Alison 2.0, not 1.0.
It was... the problem of not going back to baseline is that the function may return, but the routing in your brain is a different route that the synapses are taking, because they're finding a new pathway. And the problem is that the part of the brain that it's going through will be a different part of the brain that's not the original most
direct route.
Right. So it's like trying to get to a destination. You're going down a different road. It takes you 3 times as long to get there.
You occasionally get lost.
And you might get lost, or you might have to go into a forest that you don't want to go to. Yeah. And that's hard.
It is hard. But now we're blathering.
We are. We will say goodbye. Thank you again to my long-suffering husband.
The well is dry.
The party's over.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you liked this episode, please like, share and subscribe. I'll be back next time, continuing the interview series. Bye.